Some of you probably already heard of Saudi Arabian future project, that sounds like from some futuristic, apocalyptic movie. Saudi Arabia reveals 170-kilometer long mirrored skyscraper to house 9 million people. That's over 100 miles long building block structure. 500 meters tall but only 200 meters wide. The building will have a role of being a self-sufficient city within the monumental structure that could house millions of people. How is that possible? What is the purpose of this huge investment? The Line is the name of this structure, which is a part of already famous and not so popular idea of futuristic project NEOM. Meaning the new world, the new norm, something that has been repeated to us via the mainstream sources over and over again for the past few years. Something that reminds me more of a prison, a hideaway, a bunker, or a post-apocalyptic housing. Being away from the world in a closed mega block, situated on the desert reaching the Red Sea. The structure will consist of two wall-like structures that will enclose an open area between them. Like a mirror, mega portals on each side of the world. I believe the mirror may have function of cathing the energy from the outside world in order to convert it into the reusable energy or climate created inside the city. The region is known for high temperatures and non-vegetation. Hence, in order to create cooler environment for the nature and plants in this city, there must be some artificial climate system within. They pledge that 90% of the city is covered with nothing less but nature. This nature won't be able to survive without some strict artificial measures. The structure, which was designed to house 9 million residents when it is complete, will contain residential, retail and leisure areas as well as schools and parks. Can you imagine spending entire life in this megastructure? From the birth at the hospital situated inside, till death? They must have though over every scenario and detail of this structure that is supposed to redesign the way people live. Inside there will be transport that allows reaching each end of the city within 20 minutes. Something that can travel 500 miles per hour. There won't be no cars or traditional roads. Also, as a locked city, does it not raise safety concerns? It will be obviously powered by renewable energy. The Line is aiming to be fully sustainable and be environmental friendly. But is it resident friendly to create such closed environment for the human's future? Seems unreal to willingly choose to live there, unless forced by some type of distaste or other factors in life. Perhaps Saudi Arabia will be initially paying the first group of residents to trial their sickening idea of the humanity. These cases have already been heard in regards to Project NEOM and people being targeted to live there in exchange for generous compensation. Regardless how much money you would be offered to live there, is pointless as you would never be able to use that money anyway. Stay with me to find out how is that possible. So, would you like to live in this new form of so-called city and build your future in there? People will supposedly have more money due to lack of spending options. Exactly. There won't be no spending opportunities. There are no cars, no need to use of petrol, no traveling needs. They will achieve a low cost of living. No need to spend so much for food as well since everyone can produce their own food. The banking system will be probably controlled by artificial intelligence. What will they actually be able to spend their money on? Will they even be able to work and have any professional life in there, except entrepreneurs and future inventors? The creators of NEOM and government of Saudi Arabia are targeting to gather young, bright, influential people to come and inhabit the Line. It is a place where entrepreneurs, business leaders, and companies can come to research, incubate, and commercialize new technologies and enterprises in groundbreaking ways. Why would they? Why does Saudi Arabia suddenly care so much to gather the intelligent elite of young, creative and innovative people on their land? As you notice, they don't look for crucial professions like doctors, builders, lawyers or even chefs. These jobs will be taken by robots designed to perform these professions even better than human. Notice that for 9 million inhabitants there will be only 380,000 job positions within this city. The rest of the residents won't be employed but only exists within. How? They'll get to that later. Moreover, the position of the governor in the city is already booked for AI. Artificial intelligence will play a main role in collecting data and adjusting the environment within the city according to those informations, spread it across entire environment of this desert mega oasis. Saudi Arabia really pushes for the artificial intelligence as a base for human existence in the future. Something that is much darker than we all think right now. Perhaps we will explore that in another episode much deeper. It is not a coincidence that recently Saudi Arabia was exploring the idea of universal payment. On the conference they hosted very recently, someone has asked Elon Musk about his view on universal payment for the people in light of being simply no longer needed for the society due to artificial intelligence being much more useful for future life of humanity. This is what he has said.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job, machine, robot is taking over.
These are not things that I think that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen.
Does that not sound worrying to you? This is exactly what Saudi Arabia is pushing people to live for in the future. The creators of this sinister future won't be even living long enough to experience the negative impact of this irreversible structure of life. Once artificial intelligence will be placed firmly into most professions you can imagine, and people will be simply not needed anymore, what do you think will happen to humanity? Is that environment friendly to deprive humanity from the right to perform the professions that are fulfilling their package of skills, talents, needs and give satisfaction and purpose to live for? People need to work not only for the society but for themselves, for their mental health, for the purpose of life, for the human interaction. Can you imagine how this will suppress the evolution of people's skills and abilities? To be all placed under universal payment scheme, regardless on our past education and skills, exactly like prisoners. That is why they target young generation to abide in their city, not someone who has this all figured out. What if these young people will break the system and someone within with strong leader skills will try to fix the line by abolishing artificial intelligence? That would be simply the end of it. Will robots be the guardians, the police and the army as well? I believe so. Targeting people around the world also brings the question of the culture and language. What will be the main language in the city? Will people be able to continue their traditions and cultural lifestyle inside there? Young people driven by this idea won't be a type of culture-empowered individuals. I think this has all been carefully thought over, and eliminating cultural influences also improves the chances of survival for the antisocial community idea inside the line. The build of the line was planned for 2021 and is supposed to take years to finish. The city is targeting to be ready by 2030. The amount of materials to build this structure alone is definitely insane. What will people eat in there? People will eat food that grows and is produced only within the line. I believe since it is a desert, there is no direct access to fresh water, hence makes me wonder on those aspects. Also, how will the sewage system for 9 million guests work in the middle of some deserted land? Will they use a sea access for that? In spite all environment-friendly promises, it doesn't sound all so pretty. Don't you think? Artificial food and no fresh water being a basic life necessities. Lab-grown food that is environment-friendly but destroys human hormonal balance and health. Perhaps they will be implementing engineered health by manipulation of the human DNA via the synthetic methods already known to us very recently. Inside the city nobody will need a car. Everything will be accessible within 2 or 5 minute walk. Within few minutes walk you will be able, for instance, to reach another neighborhood. There won't be a need to drive or travel. The parks will be connecting each sections of the city with bridges and pathways. People won't be able to jump into the car with their family and just go for a ride to some distance park or have picnic by the lake in distanced city. That's all the past. The future is being designed to be totally artificial. To make oasis for human to forcibly enjoy in the middle of deserted lands where nothing like that grows naturally. There won't be need for land that produces crops and food for our livestock, because there won't be such. The farming, as you know, is a past. The healthy for the mind elements in this life seem to be suppressed by the line. The freedom being the biggest. How will this mega structure be maintained? How things will be fixed? What will happen in case of an emergency like fire, epidemic, or an earthquake? What if someone will want to cross the line at any point over this 100 miles long giant path? Can there be made another line next to it and act as another huge locked city? Can the inhabitants mixed with other societies? Will they have own airport as well? How will they travel and leave if they decide to? The whole idea sounds as from some leaflet of cruise holiday. Once you on the ship you can't simply leave. They offer entertainment, bit of retail and entire package of what you need within the closed environment, while you leave all you know about life behind you. Only certain individuals will trade in their life for this new form of new norm. New, not necessarily means better for us and our children. Artificial intelligence is not the answer to future life of the humanity, but only another step towards destruction of the natural human life as we know it. Let me know your thoughts on this and make sure to subscribe for more. Bye for now.